Any king, any government that indulges in injustice will collapse. It will fall. It will not last, as what happened to all the civilizations that came before us. I will still briefly touch upon the initial topic, fall of civilizations, and link it directly to our current situation in Palestine. Why do civilizations rise and why do they fall? Is a very important question. All of us, we have to understand what a civilization is and how they rise, how did they come about in the first place. An American historian, he described a civilization as follows. His name is Will Durant. He wrote a history of civilizations in 10 volumes. On the first page of the first volume of his book, Our Oriental Heritage, he states, a civilization consists of 4 elements: economic provisions, political stability, pursuit of knowledge and arts, and moral traditions. And all of these 4 elements rest upon one pillar, and that pillar is sense of security and justice. You remove justice, and by consequence remove sense of security from a society, these 4 elements will collapse. A civilization will collapse. So in other words, he's saying that a civilization can come about by a collection of these 4 elements: political stability, economic provisions, pursuit of knowledge and arts, and moral traditions. And the only way these 4 elements that make a civilization will survive and last is through justice. And justice will bring about peace. Without peace, you cannot have progress. So, going backwards, no progress without peace, no peace without justice, without justice, no civilization. Period. So when a civilization comes about and it starts to avoid justice and then gives way to chaos, crime, corruption, injustice, that civilization will collapse. So the glad tiding I want to give you today is that any unjust power, any entity that indulges in injustice, any country, any military, any dynasty, any king, any government that indulges in injustice will collapse. It will fall. It will not last, as what happened to all the civilizations that came before us. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Siru fil ard, Fanduru kayfa kana aqibatul mukaththibin. Go in the land and see those who came before you as they denied the truth. They denied Allah. Denying Allah is denying justice, period. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He makes it a point of our faith, Deen al-Islam, that you must do justice. In Surah An-Nisa, verse 135, and Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 8, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these both verses tells us, do justice, even if it goes against you. Even if you dislike a people, you must do justice, because that is the recipe for success. That is closer to taqwa. That is closer to knowing Allah, being close to Allah, being conscious of Allah. Justice. And the reason the Islamic civilization came to prominence and rose to power it exercised for over 1,000 years was because of justice. It was because of justice that the Muslim civilization became a powerhouse. The best scholars, the best poets, the best philosophers, the best thinkers, the best theologians, the best Qur'an, the best everything were born in Muslim territories. And this continued for nearly 1,000 years because of justice. So Quran promises justice. The Prophet ﷺ delivers that justice, not only to Muslims, but even non-Muslims. The Jews and the Christians, they lived in prosperity throughout the Muslim civilization, stretching from China to Spain, and then to South Asia, current day Pakistan. Within 100 years of the Prophet ﷺ, the Muslims had taken land between China to Spain, the largest stretch of land ever ruled by one group of people. And this was clearly, directly foretold by Allah in Surah An-Nur, verse 55. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. It is a promise of Allah to those who believe among you and do righteous deeds that Allah will give you succession in the land. Allah will make you rulers of the land so long as you have these characteristics. It will be an outcome of your characters. Your characters have to be righteous. You have to be believers in Allah. You believe in Allah and do righteous deeds, do justice, Allah will give you the land. Now reverse that. Reverse that. You leave justice and you start to disbelieve in Allah, all of that will be taken away from you. All of that will be taken away from you.